Every journey starts with a moment where life hits you so hard that it forces you to stop and question everything. That moment when you look around and realize the ground beneath you isn't stable anymore, the people you trusted aren't there, the plans you made aren't working, the dreams you imagined feel like they're slipping through your fingers. And you stand in the middle of all that chaos thinking, why me? How am I supposed to survive this? How do I get back up after a hit like that? But what you don't realize is that this moment, this exact moment where everything seems to fall apart, is the foundation of transformation. This is where power begins, not when things are perfect, not when life is easy. Power begins the moment life breaks you open and you choose not to stay broken. See, pain doesn't show up randomly. Struggle doesn't enter your life because the universe is against you. These moments show up because there is a version of you inside that you have not met yet. And the only way to unlock that version is through pressure. When life disrupts your comfort, when it shakes the ground you were standing on, it's not the end of you, it's the beginning of the real you. The version that isn't built on illusions, the version that isn't built on temporary motivation, the version that isn't built on people's approval. The version that survives because it learns how to convert pain into purpose. That version only comes alive when the old version of you is forced to die. And I know it hurts. I know it feels personal. I know you feel like you've been targeted by life, but growth is personal too. Transformation is personal. And sometimes the only way for you to grow is for life to strip away everything you've been leaning on. All the excuses, all the distractions, all the things that made you comfortable enough to stay average. Pain wakes you up from the sleep of comfort. Struggle pulls you away from everything that keeps you stagnant. You think life is punishing you, but life is actually preparing you. Think about it. Every strong person you know, every confident person you admire, every powerful person you want to be like, they didn't get there because everything went right. They got there because something went wrong. Something pushed them, challenged them, shattered them, humbled them, and instead of folding, they used it. Instead of giving up, they dug deeper. They allowed themselves to be rebuilt by the very thing that tried to break them. And that's what I'm challenging you to do. I'm challenging you to stop seeing your pain as the enemy and start seeing it as the architect of your next level. Because struggle reveals who you really are. Anybody can smile when life is good. Anybody can stay focused when everything is working in their favor. But when the setbacks hit, when the doors close, when the people walk away, when the plan falls apart, that's when your character is tested. That's when you see what you're truly made of. And I need you to hear me. There is a version of you that will never appear when life is comfortable. That version only emerges when you're forced into a corner, when you've got no backup plan, when you've got no choice but to fight through what you're feeling. Pain pushes you to look inward. It forces you to face the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. Maybe you've been running from your weaknesses. Maybe you've been hiding behind your fears. Maybe you've been pretending you're fine when you're breaking inside. Pain exposes all of that. It pulls everything to the surface so you can finally deal with it, because you cannot heal what you never confront. You cannot grow past what you refuse to acknowledge. Pain doesn't expose you to embarrass you. It exposes you to elevate you. But here's where most people get stuck. They feel the pain, but they don't push through it. They let it consume them. They let it convince them that life is over. They let it freeze them in place. The moment they feel discomfort, they stop. The moment they feel pressure, they retreat. And what happens? They stay stuck in the same cycle for years. Same pain, same excuses, same habits, same results. But you're not like them. You're listening to this because something inside you has already decided you're not going to stay down. You're not going to stay broken. You're not going to let the struggle define you. You're ready to let it refine you. You have to understand, you are not here to be destroyed by your struggle. You are here to discover your strength through it. What you're going through right now is not a sign of your weakness, it's a sign of your potential. The fact that life trusted you with this level of pain means life believes you can handle the transformation that comes with it. You're being prepared for something bigger, something greater, something more powerful than where you are now. But power doesn't come first. Pain comes first. That's the blueprint. That's the process. That's the path. And once you stop fighting the process, once you stop resisting the struggle, once you stop wishing it away and start asking, how do I grow from this? That's when the breakthrough starts. That's when the shift happens. That's when the transformation begins. Because the moment you stop running from your pain, the moment you face it head on, the moment you accept that this is your moment to evolve, everything inside you begins to rise. And when that rise starts, nothing can stop you. There's a moment in every person's life where the weight of what they're going through feels so heavy that it almost crushes them. And I need you to understand something. Pain is not just something that happens to you. Pain is something that shapes you. Struggle is not just some random obstacle thrown in your path. Struggle is the pressure that builds the strength you didn't even know you had. Every champion you've ever admired, every person you've ever looked at and said, man, they're strong, wasn't born that way. They were made, molded, pressed, broken, built back up, and the tool that shaped them wasn't comfort, it was pain. It wasn't ease, it was struggle. It wasn't convenience, it was pressure. But hear me clearly, pain will not automatically make you powerful. Struggle will not automatically make you successful. Pain has the potential to transform you, but only if you choose to use it instead of run from it. Some people go through pain and it destroys them. Other people go through pain and it develops them. The difference isn't the pain, the difference is the decision. What you decide to do with what hurt you determines everything. Some of you have gone through things you never asked for, things you didn't deserve, things that left scars you don't talk about. And you've been walking around thinking those scars make you weak, thinking those moments of struggle make you less than somebody else. But let me flip that for you. Scars are proof that you survived what was meant to break you. Scars are reminders that you went through something most people couldn't handle and you came out on the other side. Scars don't make you weak, they certify your strength. The problem is you've been hiding them. You've been pretending you're okay. You've been burying the pain instead of building with it. Pain is a message. Pain is a signal. Pain is your life telling you something has to change. Pain is the thing that wakes you up when you've been sleepwalking through your own potential. But instead of listening, too many people numb it, ignore it, run from it. And here's the truth. The more you run from pain, the bigger it becomes. The more you avoid struggle, the more it chases you. You can't outrun what's meant to shape you. You can only confront it. You can only go through it. You can only learn from it. The transformation begins when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? That shift right there, that mindset, that's where the power is. That's where the breakthrough is. Because when you start looking for the lesson, when you start looking for the opportunity inside the difficulty, suddenly the struggle stops being a punishment and starts becoming preparation. Preparation for strength, preparation for growth, preparation for greatness. You've got to stop seeing yourself as a victim of your pain and start seeing yourself as a product of your persistence. There are people who went through less than you and they quit. They folded, they broke, but you're still here. You're still fighting, you're still pushing, that means something. That means there's a reason you survived what others couldn't. That means there's a purpose in your pain. But purpose only shows up when you stop running long enough to hear what the pain is trying to tell you. And let me be real with you, growth hurts, change hurts, becoming better hurts. The process of transformation is uncomfortable because you're shedding the old version of yourself. You're breaking away from the habits, the beliefs, the patterns that kept you small. And that process feels like struggle because the old you is fighting for survival. But the new you, the stronger you, the wiser you, the more disciplined you, is trying to break free, and sometimes the only way that new version comes out is through pressure. Through struggle, through discomfort. So don't confuse discomfort with defeat. Don't mistake struggle for punishment. Struggle is the gym your spirit trains in. Struggle is the classroom your character learns in. You've got to stop saying, I wish it was easier, and start saying, I'm grateful because it's making me stronger. You've got to stop wishing the pain never came and start asking, how do I use this to become better? Because when you look back later, you're going to realize something crazy. The very thing that almost broke you is the reason you became unbreakable. The very moment you thought would end you is the moment that elevated you. The pain that made you cry is the same pain that made you rise. But listen, your pain can only become power if you're honest with it. You've got to acknowledge it. You've got to face it. You've got to let yourself process it. Too many people try to be strong by pretending they're not hurt. That is not strength. Strength is feeling everything and still choosing to rise. Strength is saying, yeah, this hurt me, but it won't stop me. Strength is choosing to turn the pain into purpose instead of allowing it to turn into poison. Because pain that is denied becomes bitterness. Pain that is processed becomes wisdom. Pain that is hidden becomes weakness. Pain that is understood becomes fuel. And that's what I want for you. I want you to take every piece of hurt, every disappointment, every setback, every moment where you felt forgotten, and I want you to turn all of it into fuel. I want you to let the struggle sharpen you. I want you to let the pain teach you. I want you to let the pressure strengthen you. And when you do that, when you stop running and start transforming, you stop being controlled by what happened to you and start being powered by it. That's when pain becomes purpose. That's when struggle becomes strength. That's when the thing that once wounded you becomes the thing that wakes up the warrior in you. There comes a point in your journey where you have to stop waiting for someone to rescue you and start realizing that the rescue has to come from within. Too many of us keep looking for external solutions to internal battles. We think if someone just believes in us more, if someone cheers louder, if situations